So hopefully I make this video with the solution to this problem being at the end. So something that I kind of figured out, not really figured out, but just noticed because I just never thought to try it. But with my Rb20 transmission, I think I have a slight problem. Pretty sure that this is supposed to go into all gears as normal. So my problem is it'll go and shift into first. It'll shift into second. Hold on. Okay. But if you go to third or fourth or fifth or reverse, none of those work. So you can kind of see why that would be a problem. I'm glad I caught this while this was out of the car, because that would suck. So what I'm gonna do is try to figure out a solution. There's two things that I've read up on so far. One is to check the fluid and see if it has, like, you know, shavings or stuff in it, which means that the synchros in it are bad, which would suck. And the other option is something with it's like some extensions in the bell housing or something like that I read up on that need to be just pushed out from being stuck or something like that. I'll put a screenshot of that comment on the video, but regardless, looks like I'm gonna have to tear into this thing a little bit and figure out what's going on. So, yay, content for this transmission job. And well, for some odd reason, when I took out all the bolts for just to see if it was anything going on under here, come to find out this piece is, I don't know, it's probably like JB welded on or something like that, but this piece won't come out worth anything. I've tried using a rubber hammer to kind of loosen it up, like all the bolts are out, and it just won't budge. So I'm guessing the previous owner just JB welded it or something like that. There is some type of gasket thing going on here, I don't know. So I'm just gonna skip that. What I'm gonna do is drain the fluid, if there is any. I'm gonna put it in here, and we're gonna go ahead and split this thing. This is actually gonna be the first time I've ever split a transmission off of an engine, so this will be interesting. But yeah, so I went ahead and hooked this up to the engine just in case. I mean, these jack stands are on the block itself, so it shouldn't move once I split this, but just in case, can never be too careful. First things first is drain out all the fluid. Try to save as much of it as I can. I don't have a drain pan, but I do have this that I'm not using, so we're gonna go ahead and try to get this done and look at the fluid, make sure there's not any shavings or anything in there, and that'll be one sign as to what's going on with this. Now, as far as I can tell, that is the drain plug, so that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just gonna pop this here and then pop that off, and that should just be standard. It doesn't look like there's any shiny stuff in there, like any flakes or anything. I don't know how much fluid's supposed to be in there, but that's all that came out of it, so I'm thinking it wasn't a lot. But yeah, I'm in the process of splitting it, so got it so that the engine is being supported just in case, because I know the weight's going to shift. I don't know how this is going to work out once I finally get that off, but hopefully nothing crazy happens. As far as getting it off, I have undid all the bolts around the actual trans going into the adapter plate, and right now I'm doing undoing all the bolts on the bell housing connecting it to the engine. Hopefully after I get them all off, this thing just pops off, but you know, nothing's really that easy, because I'm pretty sure There's a front plate in there that I got to remove some clips from in order to get the actual transmission off and try to spin the input shaft while shifting gears. It's a lot of work just to get into it, but this would be worse if I had caught this while it was in the car. So we're just going to go ahead and continue. Now, I did try to shoot a time-lapse shot with the GoPro. I'm not sure if I put it in or not, but we'll see how it pans out. Right settings on the GoPro to actually get it, but as you can see, got the transmission off with the block. Good thing is that is a, I can't think of the name. I'll probably put it like right here. But that's it's a good clutch, basically. That's not OEM. It's pretty, I wish I knew the name of it, but like I said, I'll put it in the video. So that is good. Some care was taken. However, when it comes to this and the problem that is at hand, is not good. So the suggestion is to twist the input shaft a little bit while you're trying to get it in gear. I've been doing that for a little minute now, and nothing's been happening out of the ordinary. Like, it still goes into the same normal gears, first and second. But if I pop it out and try to get it into third or fourth, yeah. If I try to get it into third or fourth, nothing happens, whether I twist it or not. But first and second are all still going beautiful. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, which is the last thing that I'm gonna be able to do for free, outside of rebuilding this whole transmission or getting a new one, is I read online that if you take this cover off and the three little things, the little lines that poke out, you know, my terminology on this thing is terrible, but the three little lines that poke out that control, you know, the different gears that you're selecting, if you tap on the right ones or something like that, it was very specific. I'm gonna go back and read it, but it's basically you take this cover off to get access to it, and you just tap it real lightly, don't break anything until they're seated correctly, and then you should be able to go through them all the gears and stuff like normal. So that's gonna be the next thing. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to get this cover off. Looks like it's gonna be 12 millimeter. Yeah. 12 millimeter bolts all around. Go ahead and pop the clutch fork out and all that stuff, just so that we can get access to this thing. I'm gonna try and see if I can set the GoPro up so that I could get a proper video. The first one I shot in time-lapse function. I don't know how that's gonna come out, but this second one I'm gonna just shoot as a video, and then I'll speed it up with when I'm editing it and stuff like that. But for now, we're gonna try to pop this sucker off and get at those gear selectors. I got all the bolts right here. These are 12, this is a 17. And then as far as getting this thing off, it's pretty on there, like sealant wise. The only thing that's worked for me is getting a flathead coming through here because there's no room anywhere else, and just prying it. And that seems to be working as of right now. So I guess that is the way to do it as far as getting this thing off. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on prying on this thing until it pops off, but it's definitely sealed really well. Like really well. So just to warn you guys about that. We got it off with a lot of pulling. There's the gasket and everything, and then there's the 3 prongs that select the gears right there. Now I pushed this one back. I believe this is first and second, and the other 2 are just ever so slightly out of position, I think. So what I'm gonna do is kind of mess with these and try to get it set to neutral for all of them, and see if that works. Because if that doesn't, then it looks like we need to rebuild the transmission. But this, if we don't need to rebuild the transmission, this should be as far as you need to go. And time and struggle, I've done it. And so, for example, what I'm going to be talking about is these 3 prongs right here. These are the little gear selections right there, I think. I think that's what they are, gear selectors or something like that. I just know that those are what choose the gears. So this one is first and second. I believe this one is third and fourth, and this one is fifth and reverse. Now, when I had first pulled this cover off, the one for reverse was popped out a little bit. I literally took my finger, went like that, boop, popped right back into place. And now the whole thing works. That was it. That was literally it. So let me go ahead and show you. Quick little demonstration. If you can remember from the first video, well, the first part of this video, just how I couldn't shift anything. Just go ahead and leave it like that. So, got neutral. We have first and second, like normal, like it was in there. Then you have third, fourth, come over here, fifth, and we have reverse. So, it's working perfectly now. Ever since I just poked that button, or whatever, the lever, this whole thing has been working. And you can do it as much as you want to. I've been messing with it all day. I have literally been messing with it since. So for those that have this problem, this video is your solution. If you know somebody that has this problem, send them this video, like it, share it, get it out there, because there's little to nothing on this specific subject. I searched for it and barely found anything relating to it, especially for the Rb20. So now I just got to put all this stuff back together, put it back on the transmission. Oh, by the way, I did figure out, well, it did come back to me, that this is a ACT clutch. I'm pretty sure it's a 6-puck, but yeah. So that's going to be it for this video. We got it done, got it fixed. Till next time.